that nearly lifted the stadium off the ground, and leopard prints all over the place. Spectacular. But now it's down to what's to come between the Leigh Leopards on their return to Super League and their opponents, the Salford Red Devils. First touch of the night goes to the Leopards, to Lachlan Lamb. First roar of the night from the Leigh supporters. Salford in this snazzy travelling kit roared on, you've got to say, by a really good army of supporters, and fair play to the Salford Red Devils fans who've made the journey in numbers tonight to contribute even more to a brilliant atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely. The pre-match entertainment was special, and that's how to announce yourself back into Super League. This Leigh side, so dominant last year, unbeaten at home. One of the strongest and most experienced squads I've ever seen come back up into Super League. And look, they might have been relegated in 2021. They don't want to go down this year. And this is going to be an absolute belting game.
Leigh looking to win a round one fixture at the fourth attempt. Their previous days in Super League did not end happily. Is this season going to be different? You certainly get the feeling about that as Salford get the ball in hand for the first time tonight. And Salford will be thinking, we are here. We have got a point to prove as well. They're not one-season wonders.
Yeah, everything about this Salford team is familiar. They know each other really well. And then what we've got in Leigh is something really unfamiliar. The build-up to the game, unfamiliar to us in this part of the world. But for Salford, playing together, having that congruency in their team and the spine that plays so well together, expect them to move the ball on Leigh just to take the heat out of this start, Bill.
That's the thing. I mean, they've got to tame the Leopards, really, haven't they, early on?
Well, it's the speed of the game as well that Salford are used to playing in Super League. Leigh Centurions, like I said, so dominant last year, but the step up, and with that man at the back, Zach Ardek, I believe he was one of the best players in Super League the back end of the year, unlucky not to play for England. But Salford, they love the underdog tag. They absolutely genuinely love it. And you talked about the spine. Paul Rowley does believe he has got the best spine in Super League.
Well, let's hail the accuracy of the kick from Mark Sneed. It was just pinpoint, wasn't it? That gave the Salford chasers so much time. And look at the net result here. Salford aggressive, play one, play two, play three, play four, and now Leigh are in a tricky spot.
Yeah, 4 tackles gone and edging their way towards the 30-metre line in their own half. And the ball back with Lachlan Lamb, son of coach Adrian Lamb. And Ryan Briley underneath that, and then gets the ball away to Ken Seo, who got a career-best 26 tries in 28 appearances last year. A real threat, continues to be a real threat. Now Dion Cross over the halfway line, Salford. Rhys Williams, the Welsh international, they call him Dragon in the Salford camp. He is Welsh cap record holder. There is Sneed, very crucial to what Salford come up with. 4 tackles gone. Sneed to the middle of the fields. And Leigh backtracking. Funiayu plays the ball. Salford keeping it alive, scruffily, and then tidily, and that's a good kick, and Croft is chasing, and Lamb was there. A good job too. That was real improv.
Yeah, and Brodie Croft, for me, started playing well at the back end of last year when he started running the ball. Now that's last play, but he wanted to run the ball and just create something for his teams. And let's not forget how dangerous Tim Laffey is, Tez, when he gets the ball in hand. He was devastating for Samoa in the World Cup.
Well, you don't know what he's got to do. Leigh, he's a big character. You don't know whether he's going to offload the ball, kick the ball, run over you.
Probably all of them.
Matt Davis urging the play the ball for his side. Wakefield 12-10 up against the Catalan Dragons at Bellevue. That was a 7:30 kickoff. We'll be keeping up to date with that scoreline as the kick dribbles deeper into Salford territory, where Rhys Williams picks it up. No Joe Burgess for Salford tonight. One of the absentees, Danny Addy, out as well. James Greenwood, Sargentson, Lannon, they're absent as well.
Yeah, they're a bit broken, Bill, which is strange for round one, isn't it? Salford have carried a load of injuries into this game. I spoke with Kerr Taggarty, the assistant coach, and he was concerned about how broken they were. Leigh will see that as an opportunity.
And they're not alone. I mean, we were listing the players absent last night for Leeds.
Yeah, there's a number of players in it. Look, it doesn't get any easier, does it? The season, you're on round one, you've got players out injured, you've got players that have played in the World Cup. Salford, again, just quite happy to chew up the yards, haven't they? They've gone straight and direct, landing on the front.
Good response, Rob.
Sneed, towering kick. That is a tall kick. But Briscoe, so experienced underneath that, making his debut, one of the 8 debutants for Leigh's Leopards tonight. Centurion is still lurking in the back of my mind.
It's there, isn't it?
It is.
I can feel it, Bill. When it comes, no worries.
They are very much the Leopards. You could...
Surrender.
And they're in possession.
Hold on, Nick. Go.
Just inside their own half. Good, strong run. And the first penalty of the game, says Jack Smith.
Well, we're going to go back to a late hit.
Andy doesn't need to make that contact.
And I think it was on Gareth O'Brien. Gareth O'Brien's one of those players who will, look, it's a bit of a juggle, but he will play at the line. He tries to get that defender interested, create the gap on the outside. And you can see Andy Ackers, he's penalised for that shot.
I can tell you as a defender, it's really hard when you're pressing so hard to put pressure on a half-back like Andy Ackers is there to refrain from making any contact. It's almost simultaneous contact from Andy Ackers, but this just gives Leigh an opportunity with the ball.
Here's Wardle now. And Leigh into Salford territory for the first time really this evening with a chance of creating something maybe. Here's Tom Amone. Ran the risk of a... and then Gareth O'Brien goes without the ball and the opportunity goes begging.
Well, that's the second time, isn't it? It was a bit of a snatcher the one previous time he had the ball in. He's dropped it. Well, a bit of nerves are going to set in here. The atmosphere is brilliant. Everyone knows what's expected of this Leigh side, and there are going to be some nerves, I'm sure.
And he's not used to really receiving the ball in that way. It says he's been playing fullback for a number of years, although he's a halfback by trade. Just maybe an awkward spot for him receiving the ball.
Anguish for coach Adrian Lamb. Second season here, guiding the side to promotion last year with this fantastic record on this 25-game run of wins. But this is going to be a big test for them against the side who got to the playoffs last year. 40-20 effort from Sneed, but can't get the angle right. And it's picked up by Hardacre.
Well, that was a better defensive set, wasn't it? From Zach Hardacre and his teammates then. He just restricted the meters, he gets the ball in better position. And all of a sudden, they're not bringing the ball away from the line. They're trying to create gaps, find gaps. They've just got to be really patient here.
Hardacre and the Leigh crowd didn't like that tackle on him by, I think it was Mark Sneed, but they're feeling better about things now as Salford are penalised for offside.
Yeah, just pushing it, just being eager. Obviously keen, you want to get off your line in rugby league. It's an advantage line sport, so keenness there from Partington and the middles from Salford. Just 2 penalties here, just costing Salford some field possession. It's been a tidy start from Salford. Just those 2 penalties have just given Leigh space to breathe and most importantly build some field position to build something up.
Yeah, O'Brien's kick gives Leigh territory now. Can they capitalise on this situation?
Ollie Partington.
Reception committee for the former Wigan man there as he drove the ball in, but they're about 20 metres out now. Lachlan Lamb, short pass from him to Wardle.
Oh, there he comes off the line. He knows what his job is.
Set restart signalled. Big opportunity now for the Leopards of Leigh. Matt Davis, another of the 8 debutants. How are these players going to combine here tonight? Here is the very experienced Gareth O'Brien on his 9th club in a nomadic career. Lamb stabs a little kick in. Wardle will chase, and Salford just managed with CO to the rescue to get that ball dead.
He's so intelligent. I watched him when they played Leopards played against Leigh Rhinos, and he's so dominant. He wants his hands on the ball all the time. He's looking up over his shoulder, seeing what's on. Then he spots there's a bit of space. So intelligent.
It was smart from Kensio, really nice piece of wing play defending a kick. He just tucks himself off the back of the line in a really great spot to go and get that. Fantastic from Kensio.
So Sneed gets distance on that, almost up to the halfway line. And back come the Leopards with Rob Mulhern. And the crowd hushed after the absolute chaos. No, that's not word really, but it was just so frantic beforehand. No let up at all in the sound and the fury of it all. Now then, here is rookie Leigh, and they will be expecting big things of him, the new recruits. Charnley going to look for the ball there, onto Lamb. Across the field it comes to O'Brien. O'Brien loops the ball on. That was risky because Reece Williams was lurking there. And that's good work from Lafayette Williams.
Go, tackle 4.
So on they come again.
Last. Move together! 10 Tyler and hold. Go,
John Asiata playing the ball. Then O'Brien gets the kick away. He's on the end of another tackle, this one from Lafayette, but the penalty in actual fact goes to Salford.
Well, like I said, Gareth O'Brien getting some attention. It's not deemed as a penalty. He kicks the ball and the chase is there, and you could see there's a couple of players just stood in front of him when he kicks that ball and within the 10 metres. And Tim Lafayette.
Nothing later.
So Salford's first penalty of the night. And relieves a bit of the pressure that Leigh was starting to build after that goal line dropout, but they've got them off the hook.
Yeah, it's Leigh just need a bit more time in that Salford half. And their combinations are growing. Look, they're so unfamiliar, those combinations in the Leigh Leopards team, that will build. Like Jamie Jones-Buchanan said, 5 or 6 weeks they'll be a different team. That being said, with the fireworks, the flames and the rock concert here tonight, they could do with finding some familiarity here.
Catalan have gone ahead at Wakefield 16-12. Steve McNamara's men lead. Salford advancing, Partington playing the ball. Sneed a little dink over the top into a bit of space and a good chase. Good work that from Salford, and Sneed claps his hands to those around him. That's the outcome they wanted.
Well, it's a magic kick from Mark Sneed. We've seen 2 really great examples. That was a more subtle depth touch into the corner. He's placed another kick high and accurate onto the Leigh Leopards try line. In terms of tactical kicking, Mark Sneed has been one of the best, and his combination with Brodie Croft works because Sneed can do all of that, the organising kicking, but Brodie Croft will run and rip your inside shoulder off. That's why they work well.
Yeah, it is. And do you know what, John? You talk to anyone within the Salford group and everyone says outside the camp all their eyes are on Brodie Croft and what he does. They probably say the most influential player within the team is Mark Sneed.
Tyler Dupree playing the ball for Salford, and here is Sneed back on the inside to King Vuniyawa, the Fijian international featured in the World Cup, playing the ball. Sneed once more. Croft now. Croft has lost possession, and Hardacre will pick it up for the Leopards.
Solid contact, wasn't it, from Jake Wardle. You know, when Brodie Croft runs the ball, what you're trying to say is, like, take my shoulder. Well, Jake Wardle didn't give him an inch. Joe Wardle cut him through the middle. Fantastic shot there from Joe Wardle. Great defence. And if Brodie Croft's going to run the ball, you've got to make good contact on him, and you've got to make tackles. He demands defences to make big tackles on him.
Leigh dominant in the championship last year. In fact, their dominance extended to the cup as well, because they won the 1895. Lost only 2 of 34 last year. Salford have been penalised again.
Well, that's a leg up, isn't it? Easy get out of trouble, and he said so dominant, scored an average of 48 points per game in the championship. This is a side that's used to throwing the ball around, and Andy Ackers, the England international, knows that his side have got to be absolutely bang on in this game if they want to come away with the points.
What a return it's been to Wakefield for Tom Johnston tonight. Word coming through from that game that he has got 2 tries to help Catalan Dragons go in front in that game, having recovered from the injuries that curtailed his season last year. Such an exciting player. There's some exciting players out there. Brodie Croft, one of them, but you get the feeling that he is a marked man now, isn't he? Man of steel, such impact last season for Salford. 8-year deal signed. The spotlight is very much on him.
Yeah. Well, he's just got it in his DNA, like John said. He's a runner to the ball. He works really well with Mark Sneed and Andy Ackers and Ryan Briley at the back. It is a really good combination.
It's a Leigh combination now. And they're going to turn the ball over there, and Adrian Lamb just wondering why they came to nothing there. Oliver Holmes just playing the ball in the corner.
Zach Hardaker shaped to keep the ball. He decided, because of the tidy Salford defence in front of him, to run it. It didn't come to anything, but you don't mind turning the ball over there. That's not a bad result for a team. You see Leigh try and be organised and aggressive defensively off the back of that.
Move, Leigh, 10 metres.
Good work from Ken Seo to take them up to the 20.
Okay, still
Good offload. Leigh
out, Joe and square.
making the tackles.
Go. Leave him in back play. Yeah, leave him in back play.
Partington, Vuniyayu are up to the 40-metre line, but 4 tackles gone.
Chase out. Last.
5th tackle just shy of the halfway line. Well, Salford have certainly taken some of the steam out of the atmosphere early on here, because it really was cranked up when this game kicked off. But they've ridden the storm so far. 16 minutes gone, and that was one of the objectives, wasn't it, to just calm things down.
Well, I think you look at the 3 middlemen for Salford, they would have known what was coming. They would have knew they were going to fire out of the cannon. Tyler Dupree, King Vuniyayu, Ollie Partington, they're tipping it on, they're running in numbers, they're running hard and aggressive. And that's what they've got to do in this game.
Yeah, Partington in particular, you know, at Wigan, he was a bit of an enforcer, aggressive line speed and contact, and he's really led them up in the middle of the field.
Half-time at Bellevue, and Catalan ahead by 16 points to 12. Here's Lachlan Lamb in possession, but runs straight into the clutches of King Vuniyayu. It's the Salford supporters who are making most of the noise at the moment, as Rhys Williams is underneath that ball, lobs it infield to Briley, and Briley on to Ken Seo, but Leigh covering across well. Iatelli and Wardle making the tackle.
Well, they'll play from anywhere on the field, won't they? The Salford side, we saw it all last year, where they'll throw the ball from one side of the field to the other, 10 metres from the line. And again, just look at that, good numbers at the line, and Tim Laffey looking to offload.
He does offload into the hands of Rhys Williams, but Williams, he manages to get the ball away.
We saw that last night, didn't we? How effective offloads are. Warrington really took it to Leeds with offloads and how they moved the ball off the back of it. 2 great examples there of what offloads can do. Just the defence retreating in the background, you can see it, and that just gives space for the attacks to move in.
Leigh looks pretty good in that Ben Curry testimonial against Warrington pre-season. As the kick is claimed by Hardaker.
Well, solid underneath that, wasn't he, Zach Hardaker? Again, you look at this Leigh side now, just struggling to get back behind the ball and relying on Josh Charnley, Tom Briscoe, Zach Hardaker to bring the ball forward.
Here is Briscoe now, bumping his way up towards the halfway line. Former Leeds man, like Hardaker. Now Lachlan Lamb. Played for PNG in the World Cup. Gets that pass away. Salford trying to get their man to the sideline.
They had a set restart as well there then, Bill.
Chamberlain managing to stand his ground. Yeah. Set restart signalled by referee Jack Smith, who was on video ref duty last night at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium. It's a role reversal. I think Liam Moore is his video ref this evening. Here is Lamb. Now then, can Leigh conjure something here? Here is Charnley. Charnley, the master finisher. They just managed to stop his progress. It was Croft who got hold of an ankle. But the Leigh supporters on the edge of their seats now as O'Brien drifts across the field looking for a gap. But Sneed slams the door in his face. Lamb stabs a little kick in, and they will get the ball back. Will the Leopards? Good work from Lachlan Lamb.
It's a nice period of play from Lachlan Lamb. He saw aggressive defence on the play where he found Riccatelli, and then also a smart, subtle short kick to just gain his side some time at this Salford line. And you feel like the longer they've got here, they're going to come up with some points. They've got enough attacking threats. They'll be pleased with the first 20 minutes here, will Leigh. I feel like Salford have just got the edge in the quality, but the Leigh Leopards have really dug in, and they've just competed, defensively been quite tidy, and now they get the opportunity to get some points on the board.
Quarter of the game gone, 0-0. And really, hasn't been a clear-cut scoring opportunity for either side. Some set restart, some goal line dropouts.
Move, Alex! 10 Salford! Oh, wait till your king make it!
Now then, there is an unknown quantity on the field for the Leigh Leopards, because Edwin Ipape, the PNG international, has joined the game, and he has been a real sensation in his Leopards time. Championship Player of the Year last year as Lamb, ball over the top. Charnley! Just Charnley into the corner and gets the Leopards' first try on their return to Super League. First real chance of the game, and it's Josh Charnley, the season campaigner, third on the all-time Super League try chart, who gets his first of the season, the Leopards' first of the season.
He has got some skill, hasn't he, Lachlan Lamb? You know, he was brought up, he was born more or less with a ball in his hands, been in the Rooster system since he was 13, but the timing for that pass to Charnley was exceptional. He plays direct, and like I said before, he keeps defenders honest. He just straightens them out, he holds the defenders. He'll only pass the ball when it's time to pass it. And Charnley just holding his space out wide. And that was the start that this Leopard side wanted. Brilliant, look at that. To perfection. Cuts out 3 of his own players, beats a couple of Salford defenders, and Charnley's in at the corner.
He joined the club last year mid-season, and he got 6 tries in his 10 appearances, and he's on the mark for the first time this year.
Yeah, big try, wasn't it? Nice piece of play from Leigh. It's a bit of play that Salford got caught napping last year, being aggressive on their edges and not being connected. Just smart from Lachlan Lamb, isn't it?
Zach Hardacre returned to the Northwest from Leeds in the close season. And aiming from the sidelines to extend the Leopards' try with that conversion just wide of the target.
Yeah, look, I think it's smart play from Leigh, great ball movement, and then once Lachlan Lamb gets the ball in his hands, the Salford defenders are aggressive, not quite connected, possibly over-aggressive, and the Leopards are in. Derek Beaumont's delighted. The fireworks were worth the money, Derek.
Derek Beaumont prowling in his leopard skin, leopard print jacket. He's very fond of the leopard. He's big into conservation. That's a big hit.
Well, he's doing everything for this Leigh community, isn't he? He's got a side out on the pitch. He's entertained them before the game. He's certainly spent his money.
No, go. Josh, come on.
It's down to what the team does, though, ultimately. He can put on all the razzmatazz he wants, but it's what happens on the field. And their aim is to stay in Super League. Here is Edwin Ipape, then, the PNG international.
Go, 4.
Just over the halfway line, the Leopards.
Go, tackle 5.
23 tries in 27 appearances in his debut season in Ipape. As Williams takes that kick.
And this is what they've got to get right. So, yeah, they can score some tries, but get to the end of the set of your 6, kick the ball and make sure you come up with a defensive effort. And that's pretty solid line, that. Good contact, winning the collision, taking him to ground and making it a slow play the ball.
Special programme following us this evening, charting the exploits of the remarkable Kevin Sinfield, the 7-in-7 challenge. You can see that 10:15 on Sky Sports Arena. That follows this game and our post-match analysis and interviews and highlights, hopefully, from the Wakefield Catalan game. So a lovely evening of rugby league with this big game at the Leigh Sports Village and the exploits of Kevin Sinfield.
First, off the ball, Sam! Callie made a step.
It's Leigh just ahead. And here's Tom Briscoe. Over 300 Super League appearances. They've recruited some experience of the Leopards. Charnley among them.
Yeah, they've done well. They've got a lot of experience. And a big part of this game so far has been discipline, hasn't it? I believe Salford conceding a few too many penalties and Leigh then just having enough time to create some havoc in this Salford defence.
Here's Tom Amone. His second Leigh season.
Go, tackle 5.
Ipape. O'Brien chips a kick up and Rhys Williams it is who comes and claims it. Played here in the World Cup for Wales, Rhys Williams made his 300th career appearance on this ground in the game against the Cook Islands. The Salford winger, Croft, not sure he was expecting that one.
You know, both of these sides, you know what, they're not making mistakes. Completion rate seem to be pretty high. I think one stat that Paul Rowley won't like is that they've missed 8 tackles, so the Leopards won. They need to make sure they tighten that up as this game goes on.
4. Move together.
4 tackles gone this set from Salford. Ackers back on the inside to Ormond Voigt. 5th tackle. And Croft.
Clear. Oliver!
Deep kick. Charnley covering across, claims it's on his 10-metre line. And then grits his teeth and runs it back.
He returns the ball like any forward, doesn't he, Charnley? He just picks his target and runs as hard as he can. On the back of that, then, they get a penalty. You've got a bit of reward in that run from him. Look, as soon as he gets it, look, he's straight, he's not changing, he's not deviating. Alex Gerrard is who comes in and hits him.
Gerrard. Want a bad hit on him.
Well, you could see that Charnley, he's trying to pick out Sam Stone, I think it was, and Gerrard's come in and whacked him from the side.
That's great.
But I think Gerrard has come off the worst of the trio of them. He's just had a visit from the physio.
It's things you love to see, though, Bill. We love to see it.
He's there again, Alex Gerrard, involved in that play.
Well, a former Leigh player, Alex Gerrard, probably got a point to prove. Had 2 seasons with the Lathers, who are in possession at the moment. Just inside that Salford 40. Lamb creeping down the short side, but they go with Gareth O'Brien over on that wide side of the field for them. Referee calls held.
Tackle 3. Go.
Lamb skipping his way across the field and still going, Lachlan Lamb. Trying to go round the outside, and Tim Laffey getting a hold of him. They're still with him, and the flag goes up, and that's great work from the Salford Red Devils.
Well, they just manhandle him, don't he? But what footwork he's got here. Skirts across the defensive line. Look, he's looking to set his winger free here. That's good defence from Williams and Laffey. They don't bite in, they don't pull the trigger. And then there's a bit of afters here.
I know, we missed all the afters with the replay.
Post tackle.
A bit of a scuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relax that over. You've got it all on move, mate. Where do you want it, Salford? Play the ball.
Two half-backs just having a lovely chat.
Where do you want it, lads?
Then all the big fellas want to get involved. Look, I'm coming to split up nothing.
Big fellas aren't actually involved.
No,
No,
I got that wrong. It's an organised cuddle, a very nice cuddle.
What seemed to happen then, it was all right just the two players in, but then when everyone come in, then it started getting more aggressive with everyone pushing. Yeah, nothing in it at all.
Jack Smith
Yeah, we're all right, mate.
just
Let's go, Jack.
advising people to calm down, which they do. Leigh ahead. 4 points to 0, coming up to the half-hour mark. And they'll be pleased with the way they've contained this Salford Red Devils side, because Salford were
Tackle team, it's dominant.
among the top scorers in Super League last season. Only Wigan scored more in the weekly rounds than the Salford Red Devils. That's the threat they bring. But Leigh have contained them well so far. And here is one of the threats. Oh, there is one of the threats. Tim Laffey with that trademark out the back of the hand, and Rhys Williams couldn't take it.
Yeah, I'd like to have a look at this again, because I thought that Tim Laffey, when he breaks free, he's actually through. There's only Zach Hardaker at the back that's waiting for him, is there? Well, he didn't need to pass that ball then. He could have took a few more steps then, got Zach Hardaker interested, and then maybe the pass was on to Williams.
But what's different in this picture from Salford last year to this year is that's Joe Burgess, isn't it? That pass goes to Joe Burgess, and their combination was lethal last year. Joe Burgess being there, would the outcome be different? We don't know. But certainly their combination is going to be important as the years go on, as this year goes on.
Salford coach, there is Joe Burgess. You saw Salford coach Paul Rowley just before that, who has a long association with the Leigh club, as did his father, Alan, who's still, I think, a life member at this club.
Held! Release! Tackle one! Go!
Salford back in possession after that frustrating error, frustrating from the Salford point of view, giving Leigh the opportunity.
Yeah, we're all right now. Speak to him.
John Asiata has lost that ball. Pure and simple. Salford hoping for a more favourable interpretation from Jack Smith, but it was a knock-on.
Yeah, they had to front up, didn't he? John Asiata, I think he's a tremendous player. He's played in the halves in his career. Laying it loose forward, yeah, you can see that he's just trying to offload. The stone hits him. There's numbers in. You've got to get numbers around him, because he is a skillful and a player that the Leopards look up to.
A nice piece of possession there for Leigh. They've just had the ball for an extended period of time. I think they'll be delighted with how they started here. Such a big atmosphere. It'd be easy for this Leigh Leopard side to come out and have a bit of stage fright, but they certainly rose to the occasion.
Yeah, it's been a very business-like performance so far. Well, the World Club Challenge coming up, Penrith against St Helens tomorrow. Kick-off 7:50 a.m. Join us on Arena and Mix to watch that game as Saints go seeking glory down under. And a mistake from Salford now.
Well, Andy Ackers, he gets the benefit of the doubt, saying that Gareth O'Brien's actually made a play for that.
They're going to get head and feet here.
Yeah, he steps out to the right-hand side, Andy Ackers, then goes left. And there's just a little tug on the ball from Gareth O'Brien.
Yeah, wait for the ball from Booker, sorry. Andy, head in,
Cheeky
mate.
from Gaz O'Brien, wasn't it?
Shot clock
Across the
off,
side, a
out.
penalty there. The possession here, and Salford will just be delighted to have the ball. Like I said, Leigh have just had the weight of possession for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Salford will just need to get into the game, and I believe they get into games through having the ball and getting some flow in their attack.
There hasn't been that yet, has there? There's been no fluency from them. Will there be some fluency here now? They do get the pass away to Stone. but he's just ankle tapped. It's Holmes who managed to get a hand on him. Sneed coming across the field and gets in a tangle with Ormond-Royds. The play continues. Here's Brodie Croft, puts the brakes on as he thought the gap had opened up. Gets the pass away to Watkins. Watkins out wide it goes, scruffily to Rhys Williams. Williams comes tiptoeing infield. Bouncing, but he's tackled eventually. About 15 metres out, fifth tackle. Opportunity here for Salford maybe, through the boot of Sneed to come up with something. They will challenge for the ball. Seo back it goes, still alive, it's going backwards. It's Brierley who picks it up. It's 6 to go, says the referee.
Well, Josh Charlie, the man who tackles him then, he knew that he touched him and he had to get hold of Brian Brierley. Like you said, Bill, it was a bit of a scruffy set of 6 that, but they've got another set now here. Camp down on Leopard's line. You can see he just pushes it forward, goes into the hands across.
Big chance here. Croft, Watkins for Salford. And half-time approaching. It's the Salford fans who celebrate. And it's Callum Watkins, their newly appointed captain, who gets them on the scoreboard, gets Salford's first try of this new campaign. And they took advantage of the opportunity Leigh presented them with to get the try and level the scores.
Well, the last few minutes, Mark Sneed has been prompted, everyone where he wants him. He gets that kick away. The ball come off Charlie, they get another set of 6. And then you can see this lovely, lovely line. Croft at the line, and Callum Watkins, like you said, new club captain. He may not say a lot, leads with his actions. I thought he was outstanding last year. And he looks to want another big year again. Andy Ackers fades to go one way. Croft, look at him, he gets Joe Wardle. And just because he has that slight second of hesitation, that gap's there for Watkins.
It's a gorgeous line from Callum Watkins, isn't it? And his combination with Brodie Croft is just a beautiful thing to watch. Croft understands space. Callum Watkins knows how to find space. He runs the lines of a centre at the speed as the centre runs them, but obviously playing in the back row. Croft and Watkins together are a dream.
Yeah, Callum Watkins is in a great run of form in terms of try scoring. Got 9 tries in his last 8 appearances at the end of last season. So he's carrying on the form at the start of this campaign. Now then, Mark Sneed with this to put Salford ahead after Leigh really have dominated much of this first half. And you'd fancy Sneed with his unerring accuracy to take the opportunity, which he does. And Salford ahead by 6 points to 4. We can hear now from the Leigh Leopards coach Adrian Lamb, who joins us, and that must be frustrating, Adrian, because you've really had the better of the first half so far.
Yeah, just 3 or 4 sets in a row there that built pressure. I thought it was a tough decision here with the 6 again from the dummy half, which has played a part in that, but I'm pretty proud of the players at the moment. I think we've controlled that half pretty well.
Defensively, until that point, Salford hadn't been able to really pose a threat, had they?
No, like I said, it seems like a pretty quick game here at the moment, and no errors, so on our behalf anyway, so it's what we thought we expected.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hint of frustration there, because half-time, you find you're 4-0 up.
Yeah, he can be frustrated, but I think he'll also be pleased with a lot of what Leigh have done. It's just a moment of quality from Brodie Croft and Callum Watkins, isn't it? We've not seen a lot from them in the game. They don't need a lot, as we see here. That bit of confidence Brodie Croft will have got from that play with Callum Watkins might just lift his performance, but nothing to be too upset about. Salford get a 6 again. Now, this is not what Leigh need. They don't need Salford with ball in hand.
Yeah, Salford. Confidence rising after that try. Off goes Ackers. 3 tackles gone as Partington plays the ball. Here's Sneed now. Croft seems to be everywhere at the moment. Rhys Williams cuts in field. He's strong as well as quick, Rhys Williams. Laffey. Sneed. Change of direction. Here's Sam Stone. His dad, Rick, former Huddersfield coach. Sneed on the last, thinking of the kick. They're running it. It's Brierley who puts the kick in, and Charnley is going to have to defuse the situation with CO prowling. Never mind the Leopards, it was CO who was on the prowl then.
Yeah, it was nice ball movement from Croft. We see all the spine involved. Brierley puts it on his right toe. It's a lovely kick from Ryan Brierley. And we've got to credit Josh Charnley with the position he finds.
They come up with a couple of big players in that. They come up with a cut-out ball as well to Williams over on the left-hand side. Ryan Brierley, a former Leigh Centurion player back in the day. 154 tries in 156 games. He was phenomenal, wasn't he?
3 spells at Leigh, Brierley had. Catalan have extended their lead at Wakefield, 20 points to 12 they now lead.
First, move Oliver, Edwington.
And Leigh have to travel to Catalan for their next assignment, I think, in round 2. Tough one that. As Partington plays the ball, Salford with an opportunity, half-time approaching. Can they extend their lead? His Stone almost got the ball away.
6 again, hand on ball.
Set restart again. Here is Lafay. Lafay taken to the ground. Good defence that time.
Step back, go, tackle one.
Pape it was with the tackle. Williams gets the ball away. Here is Ormondroyd towards the middle of the field. Jack Ormondroyd. Probably in the best phase of his career, the former Featherstone man, Ormondroyd, as he plays the ball. Ackers is going for it and getting it, and the Ackers under the posts. And right in the stroke of half-time, Salford extend their lead, and the Leigh Leopards caught napping there. And Andy Ackers, a World Cup try scorer for England against Greece at Bramall Lane, gets his first try of this new campaign.
Yeah, Andy Ackers, so dangerous. You do all your research, all your prep all week, and what are you saying? Andy Ackers is going to run, he's going to get quick, he's going to run and test us. And despite all of that, he always gets you. He's so quick, the first few steps out of dummy half are rapid, and he is preying on these sorts of opportunities. A huge, ridiculous, gigantic dummy that always seems to come off for him. And then he just punches to the inside shoulder of some tiring Leigh defenders. What a time for the Salford to score, and what a time for their England international to step up.
You know, it's a sucker punches in the last 5 minutes. You conceded 2 tries. When you talked to Adrian Lamb, Bill, he said that, like, a bit frustrated there, and obviously that is not what you wanted to do just before half-time. Like I said, this Leopard side have been really good for 35 minutes. The last 5, maybe not so good.
We used to laugh at Andy Ackers at Toronto at how outrageous his dummies were and how often he used to do that and catch people out. We were like, surely someone's going to cotton on, he's going to do it. All teams are aware of it. But on the stroke of half-time, he's just broken Leigh's hearts in this first half.
And the last kick of the game will belong to Mark Sneed, who will nonchalantly hammer that between the uprights. And Paul Rowley, a very satisfied coach, I'd imagine. It's his side, having trailed 4-0 with half-time approaching, scored 2 tries in 5 minutes, both goals by Sneed. And at the break, Salford, the visitors, are leading by 12 points to 4.